Hey guys, One Customs here, and today we are taking a look, finally, at the Marvel Legends Walgreens exclusive. This is the Thing. Now I know this has been out for a while, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it and give my 2 cents, but it's a fantastic figure, so let's take a look. Now first off, taking a look at the accessories, this figure comes with 2 sets of different hands. One of them are open hands that you could use and pretty much have open gestures or anything you need, which is a good option. The other one is a fist hand, which is pretty standard for almost all Marvel Legends anyway. But overall, they look pretty nice, very detailed. We'll get into the details soon. Next up, he has 2 different sets of heads. One head sculpt is pretty much a neutral looking head sculpt, which has his mouth closed. Kind of a somber look, but not that bad. His eyes are kind of hard to see in it, but they are there. Now the other one actually is a more angry, aggressive look, which his eyes are a little bit wider. You see his teeth, and I know a lot of people use that one for fighting poses or anything aggressive, and they both snap on pretty nicely, and yeah, they look pretty good. Alright guys, size comparison time. So here is the Thing with some SH Figure Arts figures, some bigger ones. We have the first version of the Hulk right here, and we have Thanos right there. They are taller than him, but he's a little bit wider, which is pretty nice, but definitely stack up pretty nicely with them. Let's get Thanos out of the way, because him and the Hulk, that's something everyone has to see right there. I don't really have any Marvel Legend Hulks anymore, because this Hulk is pretty much my favorite in my collection, and there's no need to have more than this. Now I know the new Hulk is coming out. Some people do have their hands on it from SH Figure Arts. I'm still debating if I'm ever going to get it. I do like this one a lot. You know, just because it's new doesn't mean I have to get it. I'm pretty satisfied with this Hulk anyway. But yeah, we'll see. You never know. But here they are, side by side. I think it's a nice size comparison. The Hulk is a little bit taller, not as wide, but he is more muscular, of course. I think it all evens out in the end. Now for another size comparison with some standard 6-inch figures from the Marvel Legend line, here is Captain America and here is Spider-Man. So you can see the Thing does have a quite size advantage compared to your average Marvel Legend, which is fantastic because they're all the same price range as well. And this is pretty good for a single release. Now since I have moved, I have not quite unpacked all of my figures yet, but for Build-A-Figures I have these 2 out. We have the Marvel Legends Groot and we have the DC Justice Buster, which is a pretty big figure himself. As you can see, it stacks up pretty nicely in size overall. I mean, not as tall as both of them, of course, but you can't deny, as a single card figure, this is really nice. Sometimes we would get this kind of sized figure as a Build-A-Figure, which would kind of suck, honestly. So it's pretty nice to have this as a single card. Now this Thing figure has pretty much all these standard articulation joints that a Marvel Legend figure would have, but we'll get into it right now. He has a ball jointed head on a hinge. It goes about that far up, which is pretty good. Goes about that far down, which is pretty decent, but he's a pretty bulky looking guy, so I wouldn't fault anything on that. Left and right, no problems there. Pivots a little bit too on an angle, so you do have nice poses with the head, which is pretty nice. Going to the shoulders, he has hinge joint shoulders that rotate and go all the way up, pretty nice. Go all the way up and down as well, that's good too. He has no bicep swivel, which I'm pretty happy about because the sculpting on it is so nice, you don't want to mess that up. And at the elbow right here, he does have a hinge right here that goes all the way up. Not quite 90 degrees, but he is a bulky figure, so I'm not going to fault him either. Again, it does rotate left and right because there is no bicep swivel, so that's pretty good. At the wrist right here, he does have a hinge, which is pretty good. Goes in pretty nicely and far, and rotates left and right because it's on a peg. Now at the ab joint, he does have a ball joint in there, so it's pretty decent. It goes forward pretty nicely, not bad at all. This is up. Doesn't really go back though, but I'm not going to really complain about that. It does go left and right, so you do have a lot of movement, pivots as well, so that's really good right there. I do wish a lot more Marvel Legends have this kind of ab joint. I think it's a lot better in my opinion. At the waist right here, he does have a swivel, so it's pretty standard, so you do have a lot of movement in the upper body over here and over here. At the hip right here, he does T-joint the hips. They go up just pretty good, almost 90 degrees. Split wise, fantastic for such a big guy. He does have a thigh swivel. He has 2 points at the knee, which is great. He also has a hinge at the ankle and a pivot, so it's pretty standard for your Marvel Legend figures. Now the overall detail on this figure is something you cannot deny. That's why many people love this figure. The sculpting on it is fantastic. All the different rock grooves in there, all the paint details in between the rocks. It's just something you have to admire. It just probably one of the best figures of the year, possibly one of the best Marvel Legend figures ever, in a lot of people's opinion. Also, not only the sculpting is nice, the texture is fantastic. A lot of this is like a soft rubber plastic. I can't really explain it, but there is some texture to it. Just feels really different compared to all different figures. Maybe because it's so bulky that it just gets enhanced, who knows. But yeah, it's just something you really have to admire. Everything on this is nice. There's no shortcuts on this figure at all, in my opinion. And small details that really come a long way. Like even looking at the joints inside there, to even sculpt it in there, to make some different textures in there. Just a lot of attention to detail. Really nice. And I can see why people love this figure. Alright, so overall this is a fantastic figure. Like I said before, I know why everyone loves him, and that's pretty much it. As for quality control wise, nothing's really wrong with my figure. I did find that this wrist socket was a little bit loose when it comes to some hands, especially the open palmed hands. They kind of they stick in there, but it's not the greatest. However, with the fist hands, the peg's a little bit bigger, I guess, so it fits in there a lot better. So I don't know if anyone else had that problem for theirs. On this one, it was fine, but this one it was a little bit troublesome. So I think I'll just keep the fist hand in that one for now on. But overall, everything's fantastic. The shoulders are fine, the elbows are fine. The knees are fine, all the joints, no problems there. And I'm pretty happy with the figure. So that's about it, guys. Thank you for watching. A quick look at the Marvel Legends Thing figure. What do you guys think about it? Have you picked it up? I'm pretty sure you have. If not, you could probably pick it up on Amazon right now. A little bit pricey, but in my opinion, well worth it. So that's about it, guys. Thanks for watching. Like always, comment, criticize, subscribe, do whatever you want to pay attention. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Peace! And at the elbow right here, he does have a